What is cracking? The Combat Conversation is back. I'm Mitchell Torres, and on this episode, I had the pleasure of sitting down with the legendary Terry Maxwell and his medal chasers, Karina, Spencer, and Moos. I mean, these guys, no matter how small the stage or big, they're there killing it, from Fight to Win Pros, Submission Pro Tours, hey, even in Las Vegas, putting it down. You know, I really wanted to sit down and talk to these young assassins and see what goes inside their mind, what it takes to compete, be a student, and be a leader in the gym. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, because I did, and thank you guys once again. Here you go. What is happening? We are back live from Roseville, California, Wernick Family Jiu-Jitsu. And on this episode, we have some very special guests, the legendary Terry Maxwell and all his medal chasers. Let's start from the left.
My name is Karina Morales.
And how old are you?
12.
Moos Mooskies.
And how old?
13.
Spencer Herr, and I'm 14.
And of course, Jason.
Jason Probst, co-host.
And the main man, Terry Maxwell.
Terry Maxwell.
All right, guys. So you guys live a very interesting, busy schedule. All the time, training, on the mats, competitions. And how do you guys be kids? How do you balance that in?
I don't
It's
know.
like clockwork.
It's like
Yeah.
clockwork.
Yeah. School. Go home. Eat jiu-jitsu, you know.
I like it.
Yeah.
Regularly.
This one trained twice a day, all summer long.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
That's insane. I wish I could do that. I wish I didn't
Right.
work.
Have to hold the job.
Right. So when did you start training?
I started training like maybe about 4 years ago.
Okay. And what made you get into training?
So my brother started before me because like he was older. And so like when I got a little bit older, my mom put me into it. And then I just started to like it. And so this
Did you always enjoy it from the beginning?
Not from the beginning, but and then when I got like into it more, I started enjoying it more.
Mm-hmm. When did you start competing?
I started competing. My first tournament was probably when I was a white belt with 4 stripes.
How long ago was that?
Oh, maybe like 3 years ago.
Wow. So a year in, you're already hitting the mats. That's incredible. And you?
Yeah, I mean, I probably trained around like gray belt, Naga.
How long ago was that?
Maybe, yeah, like 3 years ago when I first started.
Wow.
Just about.
And you? How long?
I trained about 4 years. Started because of my cousin Abigail. She started a long time ago, and then one day I decided to just go to the gym. And ever since that, I started going, keep on coming. I started to like it even more.
So 4 years, that's a good amount of time for an adult to start
Yeah.
training and competing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you guys have a foot up on everybody. Terry, did you expect these guys to start competing? Or how did that go into this?
You know, you could never predict,
Right.
right? I had no idea. I mean, you could see talent right away,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't predict if they're going to stick or not stick. So, you know, when I see talent, I hope.
Right.
I stick hope onto them, but I don't know if they're going to pan out.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys, like, he's incredibly athletic. I mean, crazy athletic, and you know, really aggressive too,
Right.
aggressive style. So I had hopes, but
Well-
I can never guess correctly most of the time.
One thing I've noticed about watching you guys is you guys are having fun. And I don't think, as an adult, I'm not really having fun. So what is it like for you when you go on the mats? What is the feeling that you have?
At first, sometimes when it's like a really big tournament, I get nervous. But then, like all my teammates, they're like, "You don't have to get nervous. You're just going out there to have fun."
And you're getting nervous right now still, even though you're killing it?
Kind of a little bit.
So do you prefer the singles match or the tournament style match?
I prefer both. It's just whatever fight I get.
Nice, I like that. And how do you feel? Do you deal with nerves, or it's just a day in the office?
Kinda. I mean, I get headaches real easy, so I mean, if I overthink things too much, it'll just be a pain for me. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's just going out there and competing with other people, almost as if you're in the gym again. Just seeing where you're at in the jiu-jitsu community. So it's almost like a test.
Nice. And you?
Yeah, I just think like it's another day at the gym.
Right.
Yeah, I don't get the butterflies anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're on the big stage with the Fight to Wins and everything.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I can't even imagine that pressure.
At that age. One thing that's interesting too is you know, and I love Mitchell's comment about it's not fun for me because I've been there with him in a couple tournaments, and you know we all know if you competed that how stressful it is. But I think it's really neat that you see the Maxwell kids that are having fun, because a lot of the time at a lot of kids sporting events, and you guys probably know that being kids, some of the parents are pretty stressed out. How do you manage that? And yet with the kids want them to do their best, but do you kind of have to perform, kind of be a barrier between the parents and the kids, or set expectations? Because that's pretty complicated, especially in a competitive combat sport.
It can be complicated, but our parents are pretty good. Most of our parents right now, especially the competition team, they're pretty good. They just stay back and let the kids do what they do.
Was that normal for them to stand back, or did you have
I think
to?
it's all individual.
Right.
You know, I could tell there's some parents that are really on edge, and some that want to say, I could tell they want to say things, but they just they just read it. They hold back, let the coaches do the coaching.
And do you guys prefer having like parents watch you guys compete? Because I know that like sometimes I don't even like my friends to watch me compete. To me, it's like almost personal, like this is my deal. But then other friends, they want everybody there. So how do you guys look at it?
I would like my parents there because, I don't know, they give me like support.
Right, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's always just there. It's always fun to just see your parents there cheer you on and watch them do what you love to do.
That's nice.
Yeah, I like people supporting me there too.
Yeah.
So,
I'll say one thing,
It's-
that my voice sucks for tournaments. I got a deep voice that doesn't carry. His dad's voice is loud, and his dad. So I'll repeat what I say. So they'll just repeat me. If they're next to me, just
Some
tell them to do
co-coaching.
this. Tell them to do that. Tell them this, because their voice carries so far. I do that all the time with these guys.
And do you guys hear the coaching going on the side?
Rarely, but I can hear most of the adults more than the coach.
Well, that's what I wonder too. Like, how would you guys deal with coaching? Because you guys are doing so much. You guys are throwing everything at a person where it's like overwhelming and they can't keep up. So, are you listening, or are you just, I'm playing my game?
Well, to be honest, it's more like once you're in the zone. I mean, after competing in a lot of tournaments, you kind of know whose voice to look out for.
Right.
So I mean, I mean, at times at busy tournaments like Vegas, it was so loud in there you could barely hear. So I mean, like, yeah, he had to use my dad for a lot of the time.
But you could pinpoint your dad's voice?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow,
like, just
that's
like
incredible.
he has
It's
a
a loud
loud
voice.
voice. I mean, it's hard not.
Maybe we need to use him. Is he available?
Oh, man.
It's very hard to
You'll
miss.
blow a megaphone away.
So Terry, how did this program come about? It just happened that these guys are around the same age and they just keep pushing each other? Or because I see your videos and you guys are doing more than one or two moves. You guys are doing a whole routine of drills.
Yeah, they drill. I could just call off moves and they have them memorized. But it was a long process.
Right.
It wasn't overnight. So I think that's the important thing is we drill. Their warm-ups in the advanced class, it's not running, it's drilling. So I'll call off, Toriano counters, let's go. And knee cut, you're gonna use Z guard to counter and you're gonna get out. Or knee cut to knee cup. You guys, they just do it. They know the
Right.
moves.
And when I
do
see you
it.
guys,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I see you guys, I
It's
can't.
like you're miniature adults.
Yeah,
The way you guys roll. I mean, it's
but smoother. You know,
Yeah, I know.
It's insane to me, and I watch them
Yeah.
like, man, how, you know?
I think too, like you said, having fun. I think in class they're just playing.
Yeah.
It's just all playing. They're just throwing moves on each other and just. I mean, the best moves happen in the class. You know,
Yeah.
sparring. The
Right.
best moves
man.
that no one sees.
I would love
Yeah.
to be a fly
Yeah.
on that wall and watch that go down. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
It must be a tournament every class.
Yeah, they're just having fun.
Right.
You can just see it. They're grinding and having fun while they're grinding.
So, when was your first fight to win? It was it
It
last
was
January?
Yeah, or The most recent fight to win. Yeah.
The most recent was your first one?
Yeah.
And how did you feel about going onto that big stage?
That was my second time ever going on a big stage like that. The first one was the Submission Pro Tour, but then that fight to win, I wasn't really that nervous at all. I was, yeah.
Because how I felt about that when I seen you go up on the stage, I'm like, there's a bunch of who's who here, and you're sharing a stage with these black belts, you know?
Yeah.
And you have Ocasio on there, Derek on there, you know? It's like, man, that's big, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing to you, huh? Assassins, that's what it is.
I don't think they realize how big it is now. He might. Might get nervous now.
Well, I overanalyze everything, so when I see that, when I see you getting ready and you're coming on the walkway, I'm like, I know how I feel on little dinky tournaments. And the music hits, the lights come on, you're making that walk, you know? Man, so I've seen pretty cool pictures with you overlooking too. I'm like, man, you're going to have some good stuff to look at in the future, man. Man, so what moves do you prefer doing right now?
I mean, guard.
Guard.
Just guard.
Guard. I like that. I don't think enough people use the guard.
Too many
man.
wrestlers, to be honest. So it's like a wrestling tournament, a lot of tournaments.
That's what it is, huh?
Yeah.
They want to stand up. Yeah, recently I pull guard almost every tournament. Before I would fight for a takedown, but I realized my time is going away fighting for a takedown because I've never wrestled. So I'm like, why waste the time when I could bring it to the ground, get my money's worth, and work my jiu-jitsu, you know? I think people should look at it like that a little bit.
That's my philosophy. These guys going to a wrestling tournament, then you wrestle. We're going to a jiu-jitsu tournament. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's pull guard
these
and
tournaments
go.
aren't cheap.
Yeah.
And especially how many you guys do. It's like, man,
Yeah.
you need to start a GoFundMe pretty soon.
Yeah, they're expensive.
What moves are you working on that you really enjoy playing your game? We all know that you do triangles.
Yeah. I just do whatever move that comes first that I see.
You just take it.
Yeah, just take whatever
Just like
my
second
opponent gives
nature.
me.
Yeah, so much confidence in this stuff, you know?
Yeah, yeah. One thing that's interesting too is about putting kids. A lot of competition has wherever to get a prize or something like that. You guys being out there and competing, you guys have probably had a loss or two. I want to start with you, Karina. What do you think some of the toughest losses you've had or tough experiences, and how did you deal with it?
Okay, so as you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know that I did Submission Pro Tour, and I lost in overtime. I think we had 3 matches.
But one thing I will say, though, about that match was probably the best match.
Yeah,
on
we're hearing about that.
The audience was insane. You guys stole the show. You guys really did. I was like, man, it was the fight of the night, I believe. And
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I've had of course everyone loses. No one ever has a perfect winning streak.
right.
It had to have been Naga. I mean, I've gone to one Naga tournament before, and I had a bump, and hardly anyone's in my weight bracket. I mean, I know that's kind of weird, but this Naga, no one was in my weight bracket, so they had to bump me up. Like 2 weight brackets, 2 age brackets.
Wow.
Yeah, they had to bump me up big time. And I had to go against this huge kid. It's just this kid's massive, like a grown man. And
Mustache.
practically.
Yeah, he was muscular.
And I signed up for gi and no gi, and so I had to go with him every single time. And I mean, I just got destroyed. This guy just like right when I pulled guard, he had my foot. It was just hard.
But the good thing is that you say you got destroyed with a smile. That's a good thing.
Exactly.
Because some people are like, oh man, I don't even want to talk about it.
Right.
You know,
You're not
you're
gonna
like,
dwell on
this
it.
guy was a gorilla, and he,
Yeah.
You always get a hand into you. You always will. You always will. And it's your job to either learn from that or just throw in the towel and just say no.
Yeah, that's where you learn a lot when you come back to it, because I've had buddies that, man, got smashed, and they took long breaks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you got to suck it up and get back on that mat, because when you let it sit on you, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And Karina, I want to come back to you. What happened in your overtime match at Submission Pro Tour? Was it a tough loss, or did it go against you? How did that whole thing end, and what was it like for you?
So, I think she escaped faster than I escaped, so that's how she won. But it's okay.
yeah, it happens. And how about you? How do you deal with that?
I really just learned from my losses. The loss that mostly sparked my game was this fight in Naga. There was this one orange belt that was overclassing me. He was way better than me. So after that tournament, I lost to him. I was learning that game more and more, and that eventually started my ground game getting bigger.
Right. Started evolving more,
Yeah.
adding more tools to the toolbox.
He was a little wrestly back then. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that sparked his whole Barambolo game.
Right.
All the spinning that he does now, that sparked that.
The cool thing right now at your guys' age is that you're going to run into the same opponents over time, you know?
Yeah.
Where like me, when I started, I was already older, so I didn't have these people to keep pushing me, and plus I moved around a lot.
Yeah.
But like with my nephew, when he competes, he competes against guys that he's been seeing for year after year after year. And man, you guys are gonna get better and better and better because the competition knows what they need to do to keep up with you. And man, you guys got I'm scared to see you guys in 5 years. No, in 3 years. I'll take it back. I'm scared.
Yeah. Luckily, we'll be in the Masters 12 or something.
Yeah, I'm not coming out to play with you guys. So Terry, along with your kids program and your adult program, training both, is it the same thing or is there separation in it?
There's separation.
Okay.
Well, there's even separation in the kids. There's the beginner kids.
Oh no, not with the age, but like
Yeah.
the teaching instruction.
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah.
Okay.
There's the beginner kids where it's just I got to break everything down. It's tough. These guys, it's like a pro class. The adult class, I got to break things down a lot. I can't
Right.
just call moves. I have to show and teach it. These guys, for sure, I teach moves, but I could call so many technical moves. If I say, an example, all right, bottom guy, De La Hiva, top, your collar grip, foot grip, top guys, ripping the grip. You're going to go to the belt, place your opponent down on the butt, roll through Barambolo. They do it.
Wow.
All of them could do it. The advanced kids, they could just get to it. All of them are doing it right away. I can't do that in adult class.
Wow.
No way.
That's overwhelming for me to hear right now.
I'm just like, slow down, Terry. Let's just stick with the grip.
But so it's different. Yeah. Adult class, I have all levels, so I have to really break things down.
I might have to go sign up for your guys' class, man. I gotta brush up on some Barambolos.
These guys, I could call any move, any technical move, practically, and they just do it.
So when you guys go to tournament, is this like all put together? Like that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over here.
We all got game plans, but it's individual too. His game plan will be different than his, and his will be different than hers. I know their strengths.
And do you round up everybody up and say, all right, guys, we're going to this tournament this day? So
we kind of, the parents get together and, hey, who's going to do this? Let's all get together.
Strategizing like an army.
Parents, let's do this one. Let's put a big team over here. And I just flow with it. All right, let's go, guys.
Yeah, that's great. Because when I do go to the tournament, I see you guys, I'm like, man, something stands out. I mean, and I know where you guys are coming from. And I started watching it. I'm like, man, these guys are killing it. So 5 tournaments go by. I'm like, there's a problem out here. There's a problem. So when I started running into you, Tara, I was telling, man, your kids, your program, I don't know what it is. What's in the water?
I think, I think a lot of schools, the head instructor doesn't take up the kids' program. And I take it up from the youngest to the oldest. I don't leave it in anyone's hands.
Right.
Anyone's. I know what they need, and I can't leave it in anyone else's hands.
Wow.
And I think that's the difference. It's a huge difference.
So when you got your first belt promotion, what was that feeling like for you?
It was great. It was like, I'm a new belt. I'm good.
And did it put more confidence into your grappling?
Yeah, it did. It put a lot of more confidence into my grappling.
And your first promotion, how did you take that?
I mean, it's a first promotion. Like, why would you be sad about that? Like, oh man, I'm not a white belt anymore.
Well, sometimes the pressure of that belt
Yeah,
gets put
it
on.
does put a lot on
Some
you.
people take that
Yeah.
as like, I've seen people get belt like, man, it's a target.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
adults feel that more than these guys.
Right.
That blue belt is
Blue belt blues.
pressure. Yeah. Yeah, all the white belts are just gunning for you.
Right.
A marked man.
Especially the 4-stripe white belts.
Yeah, I want that guy.
Gonna get me.
Yeah.
Now, how did you
They're
feel about your
coming.
first promotion?
My first promotion, it made me like my confidence boost up more. Yeah, and I started doing tournaments when I was a white belt, and then when I started to get to tournaments when I was a gray belt, it just made me more confidence in my game. That
And what's your age again, one more time?
14.
14. Man.
He's our senior highest belting
Wow.
kid. Yeah.
But at 14 on the big stage, you know?
Yeah. Walking down the ramp with the music.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I wanted to ask you that too. You know, you guys spend a lot of time in the gym, but you learn so much competing. I'll start with you, Spencer. How is it translated into your personal life, school, jiu-jitsu? How are you different now compared to if you hadn't ever started training with Terry?
I think it makes me more what's a good way to say it, more confident in speeches and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you're dealing with
Not nervous in
Yeah.
crowds.
Yeah, 'cause
Talking.
You're dealing with something that's so much more than what life could throw at you.
What could go wrong at school compared to in the big stage? What about you, Moos? How are you different now?
Well, I mean, back then I used to be just serious, just wuss, just like letting people just take.
His dad always talks.
I
I used to
know,
get beat up by
just like
Serious
horror,
wuss.
just
by all the
like
neighbor kids,
horror
I heard.
stories. Just like you tell them, like
heard.
remember when you were like just like a little kid, you just let people just take your stuff just so you can at least like try to make them consider you their friend.
Oh, sure.
You remember that? And I was like, yeah, I choose to forget about that. I mean, like no need to dwell on the past and all, but like come on, like look at me now.
Nice.
Right, handling.
I've
your
heard his
business
dad
now.
tell stories about how he used to just get beat up by the neighborhood kids
Oh,
and
man.
his cousins.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, when you think back to it, I mean, it's just like, what was I then? I mean, like, look how far I've come to be the person who I am now, who just walks on that mat knowing that what I'm gonna do is just amazing. I mean,
Yeah. That's a great story right there.
That is amazing because you don't have to live with that apprehension and uncertainty and
Yeah.
fear.
That's why jiu-jitsu's a great thing for all kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for adults too.
Yeah,
'cause-
adults too. That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, so
It is.
crazy. And what about you?
Being in jiu-jitsu, it like taught me more like discipline. And like at school, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but everyone, like I just like started 7th grade, so I have a PE teacher. He's like, so this girl right here, she does jiu-jitsu, so don't mess with her.
Well, you know what I think it is too. I think when you started jiu-jitsu younger, I feel like as you mature, and I'm only talking about year after year, I mean, how can I put this? Your confidence, your personality grows with that, you know? It's insane.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you even see with adults that come in here and maybe they never had any physical altercations and they're getting everything thrown at them, and you see it with them, they grow, and they walk in with their head higher and they don't even notice it.
Yeah.
But once it hits, it's like, man, you know, that's a different, he went from how can I say, he went from just a shy, sheltered person to a man, you know, like that's it, you know?
Yeah.
And with you guys, you're like, school what, you know, like this is a breeze, you know, I'm learning how to do this.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So how do you guys like deal with school and getting your class in and being a kid? Like, how do you organize all that? Because I mean, I'm sure you have homework. I'm sure you have curfews, and then you still want to hang out with your friends. How do you deal with all that stuff?
Well, I just like, so school's at the beginning of the day, ends at about 2:30. So I try to finish my homework and after school program. And then I go home, get my jiu-jitsu stuff, go to jiu-jitsu, eat dinner, and wait, I have 2 classes though. Yeah, eat dinner after those 2 classes and then go to bed. Wake up, do the same thing every day.
Dang. And you, is that the same thing?
well, I mean, my schedule just changed like this school year because last year immediately after school, my dad would just pick me up and we go to the gym and then we do 1 kids class and then do homework after that. But now we're just like, now it just changed. We're gonna like, so after school I go home, do homework then, and then finish it and then eat, kids class, and then stay for adult class.
So it's 2
more
classes.
training.
You guys are both doing 2 classes back to back. Are you doing that too?
Yeah.
That's a love for the sport right there.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Every time my dad tells me, like, son, you're not gonna go to jiu-jitsu today. Like you're feeling sick. I would literally go to tears, just like, no, Dad, I want to go.
His dad always tells me, he's messing up in school. He's not getting. I told him he's not coming. That's it. He started crying, but that's it.
Wow.
I'm gonna let you go. Yeah.
So is jiu-jitsu on your mind all the time? Because for me, and I suck, it's always on my mind.
All the time.
I wake up, the first thing I do,
for
videos, you know?
25, 26 years, it's still on my mind.
I'm trying to work. I'm trying to do my job, and I'm just thinking like, okay, this dude tapped me out yesterday. and I'm wiring stuff. Like, I got heel hooked. How did I get in that position with this heel hook?
Driving,
you know? Yeah,
about this.
It's constant. Man, I can't imagine sitting in a classroom period after period, like man, if I was sitting in a classroom, I would not get no work done. I wouldn't even know what I was read, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes I'll just be just so deep thinking in jiu-jitsu. It's just like, I just be thinking about all my other tournaments and what I did, and then, like, let's just say I'm in close guard, and then I, like angle, and then in the class I'm just sitting here thinking, and then I just angle out of nowhere, and they just look at me like, you all right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm fine, don't worry about me. And then just, like, look back at my paper, like, is he still looking at me?
You have a De La Hiva on the desk?
Yeah. They just look at you like what are you doing? Like do you have like some issue with you? Like, why do you keep twitching in class?
How did your classmates take to you guys doing this? Do they even understand, or
Yeah, do they even know what you guys do, or do they still think it's
The
like
usual
karate?
thing, like they
Probably
see you
like
in your
karate.
gi
No.
and they're just like, oh, you do karate, right? And I'm like, no.
Oh my gosh,
No.
that's
It's
so
ground
annoying.
I know,
karate.
it's just like, yeah, they're just like, they're over here like, oh, show me a move right now. I'm like, no, you gotta come out here and I'll show you a move,
Yeah.
all right? And they're all like, why, just
I
do
know
it
when
right
Davin
now.
was coming, they all thought it
Yeah.
was karate. When he wrestled,
Really?
the whole wrestling team,
Yeah.
oh, you do that karate.
Yeah, they make those sound effects like hiya.
I know, and it's just
That
like,
gets
why?
so
Like-
annoying.
I know.
That's so
Because
annoying.
they think
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah,
you're
like,
And
my
then sometimes they'll
science
just try to tease you with it and just like, no, that's not what I do, all right?
what did your science teacher say?
My science teacher, she's like, oh my gosh, I heard you had a tournament this weekend. She's like, that karate stuff, huh? She was like,
Oh, no.
I'm like,
Put
oh
you
my
on the
gosh.
spot.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate when people call it karate. It just annoys me so much.
But what do your friends at school say? Are your friends at school involved?
No.
But they have to know a little bit more. I mean, your friends
Yeah.
that know you, they see
Yeah.
the tournaments, they see the pictures.
Because
maybe
my
social
adult friends,
media
they
posts.
still don't understand.
No, it's,
Yeah.
And I try to get them in here, man, and it's like pulling teeth.
no. You get to go to the dentist before they come.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think this day they kind of know, like 15 years ago, they, now that the UFC is really blowing up MMA.
Yeah.
I think
But watch
more people-
all these guys that you're going to school with right now, and when they do eventually get into this, because the sport's getting so popular, they're going to be kicking themselves, wishing they would have went to class with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're going to show up and you're going to be like a brown belt at like 19.
This is my niece.
Okay.
So
Oh.
her brothers, yeah, they're yeah,
Wow.
it's all family. Yeah.
Now, did you request for them to come in?
Well, her brother Yaya started first, and he's one of my orange belts now too, doing really well. He just won out there in Vegas too.
Yeah, I seen that.
He started, but he wanted to quit for years.
Really?
Yeah, and I used to always tell him at barbecues, just don't let him quit. Make him stay. He's gonna get good. He has no choice. There's
Right.
no choice. And they stuck with it. Didn't let him quit. He wanted to quit for about a good first 2 years.
Wow,
Didn't want to go at all. Now you can't make him quit. Yeah.
that's incredible. I mean, cause like my nephew, when he started, he didn't really want because he started wrestling first. So he didn't really understand the jiu-jitsu part, you know. So to him, it was like kind of hard to go back and forth. But finally, when it clicked with him, and he started going to wrestling, his jiu-jitsu got so much better because he was like, okay, I understand because in wrestling you're just head to head, you're
Yeah,
fighting,
it's a grind.
And now he sits back and thinks like, man, I don't got to play that game of just knuckling up. I could sit here and I could work, and he got so much better. And I'm not even sure I was going with that. I was just talking about the ground.
Yeah. Well, I've seen. Well, an interesting thing too, especially about you guys. You're so young, so there's so many different levels of skill. You know, I mean, like you talked about you, Spencer, your athleticism, and I'm acutely aware of this because I'm a very unathletic person and a lot older than most of the people I compete with. But I always feel for kids, and I remember when I saw your nephew just decimate a kid at a tournament, like just nailed a double on him that was straight like Iowa, just bam, passes guard, submitted him. And I always feel for the kid that gets really blown out. Do you guys ever struggle with that? I don't mind seeing adults get blown out. Hey, we're going to get up. We're probably got a normal life. But it's tough for me sometimes to see kids get dominated. But you guys kind of run through some people sometimes. Do you ever have that moment of like, well, should I smash them too hard or
is
do you
it
just kill them?
Or is it? Did you get that highlight?
Right. It's like my YouTube highlight needs.
I gotta hear this. I gotta hear the answer now.
So how do you feel when you smash some of these kids that are not ready?
It depends who it is. Like if it's like a little girl that's like smaller than me, then something like a little bit, just
Like
a
a lot
little
of
bit.
pink.
But do you hold back?
Do you want to smash her?
No.
No.
Quick answer, just no.
That's good. How do you deal with this when you smash them? Like if you just knew it was just too
Like
easy.
you grab you guys tab and you just know. You're like, this is like
I
winning.
know. I mean, like
Yeah.
you can immediately
Yeah.
tell, because usually you just tell like right even before you step on the mat, because like when like you shake the ref's hand, they're like we're over here practically like laying on the floor, we're so low, ready to pull guard, and they're just over here standing up like la di da di da. Okay, let's just double leg, single leg. Okay, no, but I mean like. Not really. I mean, I've had a few kids before literally come up to me and ask me, like, can you please, like, not go that hard on me? Like,
No way.
Yes,
Really?
in tournaments, yeah. It was Grappler's X. These two brothers, I beat them before, and I just completely forgot about them. I don't really think too much about the people that I've beaten, just the people that I've lost
remember
to.
you beat
Told you this won't talk.
That's awesome. He doesn't even remember beating them.
No, it's just I only remember the people that beat me, cause like almost like a comeback story. Just like okay, I just hope I see this guy again. I've prepared my.
Oh, so you want revenge?
Yeah.
How do you deal with the people that are not ready for you?
That's my highlight reel right there.
Yeah, I usually could tell off the handshake with somebody right off the bat if I something about that handshake or that.
Body language.
I know
is
I
very
shouldn't.
telling.
I know I shouldn't allow it, but I let people grab my collar all the time off the bat, and I know I shouldn't do that, but I kind of bait a lot with that, But I can usually tell on their grab if they mean business
Right.
or if they're just reaching for something,
Going through the motions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel? What do you feel on the mat first?
The energy.
The energy?
Yeah. So, like the way he's looking, the way his stance is, how strong he appears.
That's the thing about jiu-jitsu. All the senses are involved. I tell people that there's no pure place in that mat. When once
Yeah.
you've been there for a while and you've been on that mat plenty of times, there is an awareness that happens when you step on the mat. I always tell everybody, for the new guys that compete, take it in. When you step on that mat, I really take that moment in, and I just then I let it, and I just flow. I let it go,
Yeah, let it define you, and I can tell that. I mean, having only done one tournament and lost, both my
guys.
matches super close, I had an amazing time. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I feel so much and so excited to compete again. Just haven't gone through that kind of adrenaline dump, like, hey,
I tell these guys all the time, right before tournaments, I don't worry about the guys that aren't going to pull guard on you. I worry about the guys that are going to try to pull guard on you. So I want you guys to be first. We're not trying to be in another guard player's game
Yeah.
Right.
and their strengths. We're going to put them in our strengths. So
So
I don't
off
worry
the bat.
about the guys that want to stand. That's what we do.
So you guys strike first and strike hard.
Yeah.
Dictate.
Dictate where we want to be. Yeah. Immediately.
So when did you realize that you have something going with this group?
Man, like I said, didn't happen overnight, but I realized probably about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, that we had something special going that I've never seen before.
Wow.
That we had so many talented kids that were just ripping it up at the tournament scene. So probably, about three years ago.
How big is this group's class? Because you had an army on the mat the other day.
We've got well, the other day that's the entire kids program, but the advanced we've got probably about a good if everyone shows up, a good 15 to 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Solid.
A lot of talent within that group. Yeah, lots of
The
talent.
future, man.
Yeah.
And Terry, how does explain a little bit for people that are not familiar with it, how the kids belt system works? How does it work?
The kids, Of course, they added the gray belt, so we have all, the white stripes, solid, and black stripes. So gray, yellow, orange, green. It's kind of, for me, every belt means something. The first belt, the grays, gray whites, I'm just looking for them to just get back a little, hip bump sweeps, scissor sweeps, just the simple sweeps, all your basic simple sweeps. That's all I'm looking for. And when they start giving that to me, then I'll belt them up. And then the gray belt too is just basic, really basic. Gray black to me is the first belt where now they got to start combining. So I got to see combinations.
And is there an age like for these belts, like a range?
There is age requirements. I don't really. I kind of loosely know what they are, but I'm so strict that it doesn't come into a factor. It's never been a factor for me. I'm pretty strict about the belts. For me, age means nothing. It's the technique, yeah. So yellow belt for sure. They have to be really proficient in their guard and using the guard, and they have to not just throwing techniques, but combining lots of techniques together. By yellow belt, they're able to do the moves I call out. Yeah. Orange belt, my orange belts, I consider them almost like purple belts.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Man, you got to start a DVD collection with all you guys. Like, this is what it takes. Yeah. This is what it takes.
Expectations.
Right. Because, man, when I look at you guys, I'm like, man, I need to step my game up. For real, for me, it's embarrassing. I'm like, God, man, I suck, So, do you guys all meet in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Or do you guys go to school together or anything like that?
I met these guys from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. It's just like once you see each other, just like, oh hey. I mean, it's almost like common. Like we just go every day, so we see each other every day. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you see each other every day.
Yeah, they're a big part of each other's lives. Even on the weekends, parents get together and
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they all hang tight. Wow. So then they go to tournaments.
So when you guys meet up after class, is there still rolling going on?
No,
they're just kids. Okay. They just act like kids. When we do barbecues.
Because my buddies afterwards are like, let's work some stuff. And I try not to. At my house, I try not to do it. But the mats always get brought out, and I'm out here rolling around. I'm like, man.
And I think they look at me different. I'm not that mean asshole on the mats, man. I'm pretty mean on the mats. So they know I like barbecues. I'm just relaxed.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense. So seeing on and off the mat,
Yeah.
And it's cool that you guys can recognize that and respect authority in that sense, because some people they're not like that, They just they see you if they see two sides of you, they always want to go to your nicer side.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot to respect that. It shows maturity.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And you got those different, roles too, especially when you're dealing with kids or whatever. You're the coach on the mat, but it's like but it is good for them to see that you're more than that.
Yeah.
Some guy on the mat.
Yeah.
One interesting thing I want to talk about too is a big topic in schools. Been a long time since I've been in school, but is bullying with kids your age. Is that still a problem in you guys' schools? How do people deal with it? How does jiu-jitsu make you feel maybe more comfortable in dealing with it? Because especially you, Karina, talking about, middle school, that's just in my experience. That's I remember when everybody that was just a very difficult time. You got kids of all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Is it still out there? Does jiu-jitsu help you feel more safe and comfortable? Do you feel like is it still a thing, I guess? Because it's been a while since I've been in school. So.
Yeah, people still bully people, but no one will bully me. All
I think they might once.
All the teachers know that I do jiu-jitsu and point it out to the kids. Don't mess with her. She does jiu-jitsu. So people don't mess with me.
Do you see it happen with other kids though? Because it can be surprisingly cruel with girls, especially at that age, right? They can kind of.
I don't really hang out with people that are rude and stuff. I hang out with my little friend group. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
you just put on the back burner everything. These people are living a dumb life, I guess, Yeah. Because people
drama crowd.
Because people are, when I grew up, we weren't politically correct like we are now, you know?
No.
Yeah.
So we were, a fight for me was like a normal thing. A kid like, oh, this kid don't like you. I'm like, I didn't even know why he didn't like me, but I guess we're fighting, you know.
That was it.
But that doesn't happen now, you know. And I would think, especially now, like as an adult, I'm like, I don't know what this guy knows. Like,
Yeah.
today's kids, they know how to fight, and jiu-jitsu is a fight, you know. So
Yeah.
these kids today, they know what they're doing. Because
Yeah.
before, I didn't have to worry about anybody knowing anything, because it was two guys that didn't know how to fight, and they were gonna try to fight.
They were going to be windmilling from the jump.
Yeah. Just the way they carry themselves.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu has really changed
Right.
everything about them, from their demeanor to, everything. So
And
they
it-
carry themselves differently.
And I get that vibe you guys give off. People will feel that too, like, I don't want to mess with that person, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you see it though? Do you see it amongst other kids at least?
Bullying.
Because we hear about it a lot, but
Yeah, we always hear about it.
And I
don't-
I
wonder,
hear about
No,
it too.
yeah.
and I wonder, is that real, or is it,
Or is it like cyberbullying?
or is it even parents that are over like that can't control the situation? I don't get it, you know. So I'm trying to get to the bottom. Like, what is that?
Interesting. Yeah, because this is the first time hearing these guys.
Yeah.
I would think that you'd see it all the time, how
But then
the
something-
media portrays it.
Yeah, the way the media portrays it, and then but then also we run into adults that can't handle
Yeah.
their stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they worry about little life issues like
Yeah.
their jobs, imagine how they would handle their kids' lives.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Or how, when we grew up,
Yeah.
the kids were cruel.
exactly.
More cruel.
Yeah, I mean, I kick myself right now. I wish I could go back and change some of the way I handle things, or even talk to certain people. But you know, I mean, I guess it builds you to who you are, and then you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
But you guys are starting out at a great place where
Yeah.
maybe your mistakes will be very limited, you know. So, what do you guys look forward into the future of your jiu-jitsu journey?
Well, I kind of just I want to make it to a black belt and keep it going. You know?
Right.
I don't want to quit at all.
Man, that's good though. That's the college degree
Yeah.
of our sport.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell my nephews, stick with this. It's gonna get you far. While you're also going to school for your degree
Yeah.
in business or whatever, get your degree in life, in jiu-jitsu, you know?
Yeah, seriously.
Shout out to
UDLA.
Jabron, because I just threw that out there.
Now he has to.
I think blue belt's like your AA.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bachelor's is your purple.
Yeah,
Brown.
it's true. It's true. You know? What do you want to get into your future? Like, where is this driving it to?
I mean, to be honest, I really want to be a professor because, I mean, already in the adult class, like, typically during morning class, I mean, there's usually just, like, this certain group who you know is going to show up. And, like, sometimes they'll just have these morning rolls, and I'll see them, and they just come to me for help. And I'm like, oh, okay, you want help? And then I'll just literally fix everything. And they already call me a mini professor, and I'm like,
Wow.
all right, well. But I really do want to be a professor when
And you?
Yeah, I wanted to be a police officer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think the jiu-jitsu background will help me a lot with the.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
that'll put you ahead of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's incredible. Outside of jiu-jitsu, any other sports you guys do, or anything that you ever think about getting into, like
I
mixed
do,
martial arts or kickboxing, or?
Well, I do like basketball and soccer. I kind of want to get into kickboxing and boxing, but
So you do other athletics besides jiu-jitsu, basketball, and soccer?
yeah.
And you know what? People that do soccer, I'm gonna tell you, their cardio
Cardio, I hate
Yeah.
soccer people.
and their aggression it's insane. You know, it really is. Their drills and everything.
I've lost more, time with students from injuries from soccer and basketball than ever from jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Yeah.
I get hurt more at work.
We got one of our girls right now, and just got a boot off from like her third injury, right?
Oh,
So
wow.
how many times
She
has she
always
been
gets
injured?
hurt.
Yeah, she
Basketball,
always-
she got
It's
an injury.
usually
playing
with that.
soccer.
It's
This
usually
one was
just her
soccer.
foot.
Yeah, she's talented too.
Any other sports or anything?
Well, I mean, I really do want to do like kickboxing, like Muay Thai, but I can't because I have this weird thing. I get headaches like so easy. Like if I nod my head too much or like a little bit hard, just instant headache.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Yeah, but it's weird because you think about it like, okay, well, he can't do kickboxing, but he's doing jiu-jitsu, so why? But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, just something about it. It's just like once you're, like, there, nothing in the world just matters.
Right, that's true. I started out doing striking, martial arts, and these hands, man, they don't feel good no more, My back hurts, my kicking and everything, like, man, that's horrible. My knees are all blown out from it. Do you do any other sports?
I don't feel like I don't want to do any sports because I think it'll mess up my jiu-jitsu game.
Right.
And I don't want to do that to it.
Terry, did you do sports before you got into jiu-jitsu?
I came from a karate background.
Right.
Yeah. So I got a black belt in Kempo. So my dad stuck me in baseball. He stuck me in judo. So I always did judo from a young age to about 12.
Oh, wow.
And but he would stick me in basketball. But there was nothing I wanted to do. I was always interested in martial arts.
So from karate to jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
what was the change like for you in particular?
The transition wasn't just straight from karate. I had been doing karate, and I stopped probably about 18, 19, and I was just working out and just kind of got out of shape. And I saw videotapes that a friend of mine brought me in like 1991, 92 of footage. And I just saw it, and I was like, whoa, I got to learn that. That's what I want to learn. So I just pursued it from there. So it wasn't like a smooth transition over.
There was a break in there.
Yeah, I was working out, but just getting fatter every year.
Were you looking for a competition, like physical competition, or was it just you wanted to learn something new?
I saw it and was just fascinated. It wasn't even that I wanted to learn it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I got to learn that. Whatever that is right there, that's what I got to learn. And I got to get good at that. So I started looking right away.
Was it the Gracie's in Action tapes?
It was, no, black. That came right after, soon, pretty quick on the heels of this when I started researching it. It was just black and white footage from Brazil of fist fights.
Wow.
And them going to the ground and choking each other out.
Totally different, right?
Yeah, so I was like, whoa, I got to learn that right there. And so I pursued it. And then I got a hold of the Gracie in Action tapes and studied those, man. There was nothing else to study at that time. So I studied those.
Those are so epic. Because it was like, they bring in like some Aikido guy in like LA, and you have his uniform on, and they bring one of the Gracie students out, and it was just like, they just settled it, man. And when you saw that, it was like, because especially, we're about the same age, growing up with karate movies. I mean, movies are always kind of ridiculous in how they depict fighting, but they were especially ridiculous when I was you guys' age.
You know what? Jiu-jitsu kind of ruined fight scenes for me in movies.
It totally ruined it.
Totally ruined it, yeah. My son, it's so funny because, when we were growing up, you'd watch fight scenes and be so amazed, like, whoa, whoa.
Right.
And then when my kids, they grew up with jiu-jitsu, these guys' age, they'd watch that like, that looks stupid. They were like, what are you talking about? It's an epic fight scene right there. That's Bruce Lee. They're like, no, that doesn't even look real.
That's insane. Yeah, it's weird now. Well, I guess not for every kid, but for you guys, at your age, I was watching Van Damme, but you guys see the real thing,
Yeah.
You guys have the real guy right here. That's insane. That's insane.
Well, Terry, who did you start training with initially?
Carly Gracie. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I found out that he was going to Rancho Cordova back in like 93, 94. Yeah, 92. It was right before the first UFC. Yeah, so I found out he was going out there, and I started going. I just showed up, knocked on the door, and
The man knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
You got any of that jiu-jitsu for sale?
Yeah. So I started training in a garage in Rancho Cordova, Carly Gracie.
Wow.
Long time ago. That's where it started, and then that's really how I met Marcel. It wasn't in the garage, but through the interaction, I met Casio's brother Marcel, and then we got Casio out, Yeah. And then once Casio got here, I wasn't going to let him leave.
Man,
He was supposed to only be here 2 weeks. I talked him into, he ended up staying at my house, him and Marcel. But I talked him into not leaving. I said, man, if you stay, I'll open an academy.
I mean, imagine if that never happened, though.
Yeah.
We
Imagine.
wouldn't be here.
This area, I mean,
This area would be totally different
Yeah.
from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just being in this area when I moved back here to California, I was like, I couldn't believe how much goes on here, and I almost felt like it's a secret. That's what I don't get. Like, we're in the state's capital,
Yeah.
you know, and I mean, man, California, the state capital, and the best jujitsu instructors. Man,
Yeah.
Terry, you
I
built
wasn't
something.
I wasn't gonna. He couldn't say no. I would have kidnapped him, man.
Stay with me.
Once I saw him, I was like, and rolled with him. I was like, oh my god, this guy can't leave. I can't let him leave. There's no way.
Man, do you guys like what's the word? Do you guys see where you guys get to roll with? Like, do you understand like the big picture of it all? Because I mean, to me, like I overthink everything. When I first came in this door, and I met Casio, I didn't expect him to be here.
Right.
I just came into the gym. I seen the Casio Warnick symbol.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go in here and this. And when he was there, I was like, oh
He's
shit.
here.
Yeah.
Instead of like a friend of a friend.
Yeah, I was like,
mopping the
oh,
floor.
yeah.
It's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy, you know, because
Yeah.
I moved here from I'm originally from the Central Valley, moved to Georgia for a little bit, and moved back here. I needed a place to train, and I'm like, oh, a brand new Casio school. And Casio's like, oh man, what the heck, you know, like this is
Yeah.
kind of insane, but it really changed me. And I'm even older. I have like so many bad habits. It changed. I had to check all that stuff and get rid of it and start doing it correctly because years of bad habits, that's not a good look, you know. And I had to tell myself, let it all go. And I mean, so and that's what Casio did for me. He, in a short amount of time, I still suck, but I don't suck as bad, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you guys think about that? Especially being related, you know.
Oh. I don't know what to say. It's just like,
She didn't know any different.
It's always
Yeah.
been
It's just normal for her. Yeah.
Right, an everyday thing.
Yeah.
So, what got you in the door into jiu-jitsu?
My dad.
Your dad,
Definitely. Because, like I said, I was just a huge just wimp. And he did combat jiu-jitsu, he said, when he was younger. But he put me in, and, you know, I had that whole, oh, boys can always be girls thing. And then just, like, I started rolling with, like, her and a few others. And I was just getting turned into a pretzel on that mat, man. And I was just, like, because we don't live too far away from the gym. And we walk over that bridge and just crying and crying, like, a girl beat me.
Oh man.
Like, I'm a total disgrace.
What was your thought on your first class though? What did you think going into that class? Were like, these people are gonna wrestle like me, you know?
Yeah, I like barely know. I just barely remember. I just remember what I learned on that day, which was a Kimura from guard, very basic, but like still.
First day knowledge
Yeah.
though. You learned to come over from the
Yeah.
guard. There you go. Do you remember your first class? What it was like?
Yeah, I actually came in like 30 minutes late.
Oh no.
Yeah, came in 30 minutes late, and they started rolling already, and I hopped on my first roll ever. I did not know what I was doing.
No,
I
pushing and shoving.
I was just putting him on the ground. I was just pinning him, and yeah, he wasn't doing anything neither. I think it was one of those kids that just be there to just mess around.
Yeah.
So we didn't do anything. I was.
What did you think about it? Like,
It seemed fun.
Yeah.
I get to roll with kids
Did you like
my
it?
size. Yeah, I liked it, but yeah, it was fun. Because before that, I used to just fight with my dad, just wrestle
Right.
each other. But then I actually got to fight kids my size. So
Oh,
that was
now his dad trains now too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
He was already what belt by the time your dad started?
like
He was already training a
orange
few
to
years.
white.
Yeah.
so you got your dad into it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool when you get the parents involved.
And then both her parents too started after the
Oh, well,
kids.
after?
Yeah, after
Wow.
the kids. They
Yeah.
train now.
That's pretty crazy. Do you remember your first experience on the mat?
no, I don't. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it probably just normal everything. That's funny. So your parents got onto the mat afterwards?
Yeah, my mom's a blue belt, and my dad had to quit for a little bit because he hurt his knee at work. So, but he's a white belt with a few stripes.
So you're already.
He gets no respect in that.
You have no say.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
And you said your parents did it too?
Yeah. You should have seen my dad way before.
Oh, he was fat.
Yeah.
Smoked.
Oh wow,
Quit
really?
Smoking,
Yeah.
lost a lot of weight.
Jiu-jitsu
Oh,
changes
goodness.
lives, man.
Yeah,
That's incredible that he stopped smoking though.
yeah, he
Yeah.
stopped
That is-
smoking.
Yeah, he weighed like
Yeah.
230, I think, but now he weighs like
Yeah,
around
he's only-
180.
Wow.
5'2", maybe 5'3".
And do you guys talk jiu-jitsu?
Sometimes he just criticizes all my moves.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad.
Yeah.
That's funny. They criticize.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, yeah, that's all right. Say what you want. That's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're almost at an hour, so you know what? I want to thank you guys for coming out so much. You know, I look
you.
forward to seeing you guys on the stage. I mean, you guys are killing it. We got to come back in after you guys' next belt promotion. After all of you guys get your next belt promotion, we're gonna do this again and see where things have changed. Because I'm looking forward to your guys' journey. You guys are doing big things.
I'll be back.
All right.
Definitely.
So before we go, how can people watch your guys' videos? Do you have anywhere people can go to see it?
Me and my brothers have an Instagram account. It's called Morales Kids.
Yeah, and you guys should look at that one. That's a good account.
Yeah, and I got most of the videos up on my YouTube site.
Right.
Yeah.
Maxwell Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Also on your Instagram too.
Yeah, and my Instagram. But I got a lot of highlight reels of these guys. Like she has her own individual.
Oh, and you have your own
He
YouTube
does.
pages. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
well, their own YouTube video where I just took them training and took footage and then them in competition. Yeah.
That's also a video of lessons.
Right? Right?
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to say? Any shots you want to give before I cut this? Sorry, you can say hi to your parents.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Same here. I mean, yeah, I mean, same here. Hashtag sponsor me.
There you go. You need a sponsor.
Show you roll.
Anything you want to say before we get over?
I'm
I'm
also
right
looking
here.
for a sponsor. Show your road. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, hit me up.
Yeah.
Sponsor.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you. This is a
no,
blast.
thank you guys
It
for
was a
coming out.
blast.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for inviting.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right, so we're done. Stay tuned. This will be out soon. Later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Later.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Royal Star Inc. Custom T-shirts. Hey guys, do you ever go out looking for T-shirts but you can't find what you want? Or maybe you have an idea of something you want to put on the T-shirt? Or does your team not look like a team because you guys are wearing old logos, mismatching, different colors? That's not a good look. But Rudy at Royal Star Inc. got you covered. Hit them up for quality T-shirts, custom designs, fast turnarounds. They look great, they feel great. For sure, you've seen me rocking their gear before, and I'm going to tell you some of the best stuff I have. Follow them on Instagram at Royal Star Inc. Improving our world by improving our community, by improving ourselves. The mission at Redneck Family Jiu-Jitsu is simple yet global in the scope. They provide world-class instruction in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a fun, family-friendly environment. They want to help every student reach their full potential both as an individual and a contributing member to society. It's a fun place, so guys, if you want to get in shape, if you want to challenge yourself, bring your family in, bring your friends in. We'll see you there. Redneck Family Jiu-Jitsu, located at 1801 Kaler Road, Suite 10, right next to In-N-Out. Call 916-771-0525. Ask for Darren. Inspiring musician, future podcasters. If you're looking to jump into this business, look no further than Tony Edelman at the Mystery School Podcast. For your editing, mixing, and mastering needs, get your sound right. He has a cool podcast too, guys, so give it a check. So if you really want to do this and you're looking for the right sound, Tony is the man. Hit him up on Instagram at the Mystery School Podcast. Tell him Mitchell sent you.